Welcome back to the filler arc. It's the Devil Fruit Podcast. I'm a boy named Jacob.
I'm Joe.
He's also a boy. Ethan is also a boy, but is not here currently.
But he's not here, yeah.
But he's not here though. But it's all good because, there's been a lot of fucking Joe and Ethan content.
I'm just glad that I seem to be a pretty constant part of things.
Joe is the absolute backbone of this entire podcast. He fucking edits all of the shit. He's the one that finds all the good sounds. He's really the one that makes us entertaining. and that's a lot, He's really like if this was Attack on Titan, Joe really is the three walls.
Oh, jeez.
That's all I gotta say.
I appreciate that.
Well, since we're getting touchy-feely,
yeah,
I've got quite a, I would say, more thought-provoking and emotional list for us today.
Okay.
I know that maybe sometimes this isn't the most enjoyable things to listen to as far as from a just pure fun entertainment factor.
Okay.
This isn't top 5 special moves or anything like that. But I do think that this is an important conversation because we're an anime podcast. We watch a lot of anime. We talk about anime constantly.
Yeah.
And I would hope that, we are slowly garnering a listener base of people that are in a very similar place where it's their main consumption of entertainment.
Mm.
And it's that's where they're getting all of that from, because at least in my perspective, I almost never am really watching any kind of Western media much anymore other than movies. I don't really read very much. And even when I do, I'm honestly mainly reading a lot of manga and manhwa. So, Western media is kind of not there. But if we really break everything down about why we, as humans, read and watch all these things and talk about all this stuff, it's all about the stories. And the reason why we do that is because, what is the point of a story? It's to teach you something, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's to convey something, a learned experience from one human to another, right?
Uh-huh.
So this list is 5 anime characters that taught me life lessons.
Aww.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
So, because I think that it is important to be mindful that when you're consuming a lot of media, take things from it.
Oh, sure. I think that it's a good. I think it's good to be mindful of the fact that even if you think you're not taking things from it, you are.
Yes.
That's just like when you're a really little kid. I don't know about you, but my parents were like, "Listen, be careful." In more words than this and different, but they were basically saying things like, be careful who you hang around with. And they would tell me things like, watch people and think for yourself whether or not this is somebody that you want to be around and associate with and be like, because if you spend time with them, you will gain characteristics.
Influenced.
I mean, a fun example of this is I never used to curse. I never used to cuss. I never did anything like that. But then I moved in with Jacob and Jake. and I started using different words now and then.
We really Joe was such a beautiful human being before he met us. And it's amazing that he's held strong to the certain things that he's held strong to this entire time, honestly.
Yeah, but that's just a fun example that I think of, whatever you spend your time with, your brain will take things on as being okay or being normal.
Absolutely.
Or whatever. So
and that's exactly why you need to cut out people that are not benefiting your life and only be around people that are already above the level that you're at. Because the more that you're around people that are succeeding better than you and the things that you're passionate about, the more that you'll succeed at those things. Bada bing, bada boom. It's not an anime podcast anymore. We're a fucking motivational podcast right now.
We're a motivational podcast today, folks. All you listeners don't understand how much joy I just got listening to those words come out of Jacob's mouth. That was a really great moment for me, and I have it on recording now. So anyway, without further ado, because I feel like I'm going to ramble this episode if you don't stop me, Jacob. So
yes,
let's get into it.
And I want you to know that when you're editing this episode, if you don't put some type of like inspirational, like Naruto or My Hero Academia music behind me saying that, I'm going to be a little upset.
Okay.
That's the time to do it.
And I'm sure there's going to be... I could do it.
I'm sure there's going to be plenty of those moments in this particular episode.
Oh, but yeah, damn. So I'm going to get all the soundtracks.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We're going to get copyrighted on this episode.
Let's go. So this was a list that I wrote quite a while back. And it was actually after I was having like a lot of really bad weeks, like just constantly like in a fucking pit of like despair every day. And then finally... And I'm trying to remember why it came about, but something finally like clicked and I came home and I wrote out a bunch of stuff to kind of figure out like things I should be proud of and like kind of got myself reoriented. And then after feeling so much better, after recognizing like, these are the things that I can feel good about. And these are my goals that I'm trying to meet. And these are these things that I can improve on. This is where the culmination of this came from, where right after all of that, I sat there and I went, oh, I've got an idea. And I just kind of flew with it. So
beautiful.
That's where we're at with this. And I do think that there's some really interesting topics to talk about. So let's begin.
Let's do it.
So first one.
Yes.
Violet from Violet Evergarden.
Okay.
And I'm going to specifically read what I wrote out because I actually think I wrote these out quite well. I'm actually kind of surprised looking back at them. Love is multifaceted. We're all connected through shared love and sorrow.
I now understand the meaning of those words. I know what I love you means.
The entire show obviously is about that. And we talked a lot about it when we reviewed it.
Yes.
But I think the point that I took it further is not only is there so many different versions of love, and it is a very complicated emotion, which is something that Violet Evergarden shows constantly. But I also think that there is a huge point that it makes to show so many different people going through so many different things. And the reason that they do that is specifically because of how I stated it. We're all connected as human beings through these emotions. These are the types of things that make us human. It's the types of things that can completely break down other walls that we've put up between people. And I think it's an important thing to keep in mind, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone feels these things. Everyone deals with different things in that same kind of zone. Violet Evergarden portrayed that immaculately. Every episode was a different scenario, but they all had to do with some type of love and some type of effect from loving people.
Right.
And I just think I think it's a thing to keep in mind, especially when dealing with, people when you're in situations maybe where people are of a different mindset than you. People are maybe being antagonistic. And the compassion is what's important when it comes to, I think, like how we need to view people in society as a whole.
It's important to help yourself take a minute and pause before you act. Because it's like, it kind of relates to the concept of be nice to a stranger before they give you a reason to not be nice to them, because you never know what they're going through that day, or what just happened to them, or what phone call they just got. And so it's important to be conscious, and sometimes it's as simple as just pausing and being like,
Mhm.
okay, I want to react in this way, but
Right.
let me just take the benefit of the doubt and say this isn't necessarily all, even though it's directed at me or whatever happened, there might be something more to this. So let's try and be kind still, try and wait, which is, that's another whole reason I think everybody should have a job in the service industry or something. Anyway, but it,
100%
but yeah, because
perspective.
you practice that skill
Mhm.
of developing perspective, and that, okay, cool, good. That's a good thing to glean from Violet Evergarden for sure. And you're right, that is a very good show for that concept in particular. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. So this next one is, I think, very interesting because this was back when I was only just starting to watch it. And I was
Hmm.
still pretty early in, and now I'm much deeper into this show. And I think this point has only been solidified more by this show as episodes go by.
Okay.
So my second one is Shoya Hinata from Haikyu. So Hinata, and this is an interesting thing for me because this is actually something that I needed to realize that I wasn't doing very good with. And I
Mm.
think I've been slowly getting better at this. I'm still not very good at it,
Mm.
but I've been getting better at it.
Hmm.
And that is find the joy in the challenge. Being up against impossible odds should bring you more motivation, not less.
I love you so much. I no, I mean, okay, listeners, like, I've known Jacob for a long time now, and I didn't think when he just said this list and stuff what I was gonna get, what was gonna come up. But now that he's said this and the exact character and the reason uh behind the character and stuff and the lesson learned there, I can, like, I've seen you try and put practice towards this exact thing, which is
Mm-hmm.
another thing I think is important for people to try. Because it's one thing to recognize that there is a lesson somewhere to be gleaned. It's another thing to be conscientious enough to actually practice something.
Absolutely.
And it's different. I would say it's almost more difficult not to just like stroke Jacob right now, but I would say it's like it's more difficult to practice a mental skill, and I do think that this is a skill, than it is to practice a physical skill. Because a physical skill is physical, but there is also a mental aspect to it. So if you have the mental aspect, it's more easy to do the physical skill. So
100%.
developing the physical skill of recognizing a tendency, understanding that you personally might benefit from changing it or affecting it in one way or another,
Mm-hmm.
is a very difficult thing to do because everything starts with the brain. So trying to, well, that's a bit of a loaded statement, but I mean, okay, so limited sense. I mean, a lot of things start with the brain, and so because of that, changing something in the brain, you need the brain to do something to change something in the brain. So it's a very, very convoluted thing to do. And I just, this is just a best friend moment. I want to applaud Jacob for doing so, because I literally in the past month or so, I have seen him work on this exact thing, and I think it's that's fantastic. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the rest of this list.
And this is the crazy thing, and this is exactly why I'm pointing this out and wanted this list to be out there.
Uh-huh.
The reason that I'm doing that
Yes.
is literally because of Haikyu. It's like
Uh-huh.
directly affected by
Uh-huh.
Haikyu
No.
because if there's one thing to glean from Hinata as a character,
Mhm.
And they make it, and again, you can tell that this is what they want you to notice because they make it so blisteringly, like ludicrously obvious that this is what they want you to see. Every single time Hinata is put in a situation where he is up against something that is absolutely trouncing him, like whatever it may be, whichever part of any arc you want to take it from, because this literally happens over and over and over again as these seasons go by. As soon as he's put in a situation where he's like, I have no way with the skill level that I'm at right now to beat this person, every single time they make a point to have all the other characters react as if, oh God, he's going to get demoralized, he's going to quit. And then they show him smiling
Mm-hmm.
because Hinata doesn't think like that.
Yeah.
Hinata is excited to get fucking obliterated
Mm-hmm.
because that just means that he has a new thing to figure out how to overcome.
Yeah.
And that is a mentality that I have never had in my life. I have never been able to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It has always been a struggle, and it is one of the key reasons why none of the things that I've wanted to do or wanted to get to or wanted to achieve have happened.
Mm.
And it's literally because I just give up.
Mm.
And when I look at a character like that, and I look at the way that they tell this story, where they're not trying to make, and they don't make it feel like Hinata is not a real person. They don't make it seem like, well, he ends up overcoming whoever because he becomes godlike at this thing.
He's not Goku.
No, he's not Goku. And that's what it is that instead what they do so well is that during their training segments, they make it very poignant that it's like, no, this person went and trained super hard at this. And this person went and trained super hard at this. And then Hinata figured this out and he trained super hard at this. And then when it finally comes together and they're facing this person, they all ended up benefiting each other with the skill sets that they learned, and they found the opening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's so cool about Haikyu is how well they portray, a very stylized sports anime in a super realistic fashion. These are just kids. They're all just kids.
Mm-hmm.
But they all put in the effort, figure out their skill sets, figure out what they could be doing better, and then achieve the goals that they're setting.
I think that it's a perfect show to demonstrate like an ideal version of teamwork. In many different facets. One, like on the court, but it translates over to real life. Like, and I mean, like that's just one of the benefits of playing sports. I think like there's lots of lessons for children to learn during playing games like that. It's a very good show for the life lessons and stuff to be gleaned from sports, uh, and interacting with peers, uh, with a common goal to get better. I think it's a really good show for that reason. And with that, I think we got to thank Ethan for pushing it so hard.
100%. Yeah, he did all the time.
Ethan pushed Haikyu on us so hard
for years.
I'm currently like, I finished season 2. I haven't started season 3 yet.
Oh, dude,
because I watched everything that was on Netflix, I think, and I think Netflix only had up to season 2.
Bro, season 3 is like the one.
I've really liked 1 and 2.
Let me put it to you like this, Joe, because I was in the same boat. I really like 1 and 2 a lot.
Yeah.
But season 3 is shorter than season 1 and season 2 are.
Interesting.
Season 3 is all one game.
You've said that, and I mean, like, I don't doubt it, because I mean, like, I've watched Dragon Ball Z.
They're facing off against Ushiwaka, bro.
It's just the entire game is that, or the entire season is that one. That's cool.
Dude, it's fire.
Okay.
You'll love it.
Okay.
But yeah, so point being, like, and this is again trying to come back around, like, Haikyu it's a sports anime. It's a shonen. It's like This is like a very prominent, popular, straightforward anime. But
Mhm.
you can fucking glean so much from what this show is showing you.
All the different characters have a different lesson to
Yes.
help you learn.
Exactly. And that's what I want to make very clear in this list is like, guys, like, you don't have to just watch like sappy shows like Violet Evergarden to like find something, right? You can find this shit in everything. You just have to really be mindful. And I'm not even saying you can't like just sit back and enjoy the show, because we do. It's just that we also have these moments of going, whoa, that's crazy how it's telling me that. And I should take something from that. Like that's all I'm trying to point out. As another great example, going into my next one, Meruem and Komugi from Hunter x Hunter. Okay.
Give me a visual. Describe.
Cell Frieza and
Oh,
fucking Blind Girl.
the Ant King?
Yeah, Ant King and the Blind Girl. Okay.
Oh, both of them. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Because
So Chimera, Ant
in
King,
tandem.
and the Blind
In
Girl.
tandem.
Okay.
So, what do we know about the Chimera Ant arc and how it ends? Basically, Meruem is a fucking god. He is impossible to defeat. No one is able to take him down. Netero literally dies trying to defeat him, and he still lives. Okay? Everyone tries to defeat this man with force. And instead, the ultimate thing that kills, basically what was going to become like the king of the planet is a little blind girl who's really good at a fucking board game. And she found this avenue that got through to him and made him realize truly what he like wanted to be, and ultimately led to them both like dying with each other and basically saving the planet.
I wanted to spend my remaining moments playing with you, Komugi. But this poison, it's contagious. Stay by my side too long, and you will also. Wait, a novelty buster.
Lord Meruem, I want you to know I'm so happy right now. I may not be worthy, but please let me go with you.
Yes, I see it now.
I believe that I was born so I could be here today.
This is why I was born. For this moment.
So knowing that, and that particular point right at the end of the Chimera Ant arc, I wrote, humans are unique in their capability for intense, honed greatness, no matter the odds. Passion is what makes us great. The only reason that the world was saved is because one girl decided that she was going to put her entire life into one game, and she got so good at it that she impressed basically a
super being,
a superhuman being, right? So much so that she affected his emotions, right? And I think that there's something to glean from that. There's something to glean from the fact that they didn't want it to be a big Goku battle. And that was how it ends. It's just, well, the superpowered hero beat the superpowered villain. No. Just because you're not a fucking, an elite athlete or an incredible scientist or whatever it may be, if you find something that you love and you give it everything, that's what it means to be a human being. That's what it is. The passion behind the thing that you want to do with your life and and finding the way to be good at it for yourself.
Yeah. It kind of relates. It kind of relates to. I mean, it might be a little bit of a stretch, but like, I love one of the main messages from the first Pokemon movie with Mewtwo being like, "But what is my purpose?" Like he never, he Mewtwo never met anybody before Ash who displayed the intense passion to just be there.
The human sacrificed himself to save the Pokemon.
Like Ash's thing was, I want to be there for my Pokemon. I would be there for, like, he was like, I want to be the friend. I want to do whatever I can to help those around me and take care of them, basically. And Mewtwo saw that and was like, "What are you doing?" Like it blew his mind because
Right.
Ash had this intense passion, and Mewtwo had nothing. He was just there.
Right.
And I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch there, but it goes back to what it is. I think you're right. It is one of the key things that makes us human is our ability to dedicate ourselves and to make something that otherwise wouldn't matter a whole lot. You know?
And it's funny that Ash Mewtwo allegory kind of fits with Komugi and Meruem because it's kind of the same thing. Like that's really where his effect came from, is that he didn't really know why he existed. He didn't understand. It's like everyone's telling him, "Oh no, you're the Ant King. You have to take over the planet." And
you're the best. You're the strongest.
You're the best. You're the greatest, being that's ever existed. And he's just like, yeah, but like that's why I'm here. Like, and it didn't like click with him. And then her hyper driven passion and skill showed him that like I've been taught that human beings are nothing, but look at what this girl can do.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be nothing. She's poor, she's blind, she has nothing to her name, but she's really good at shogi.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I mean. It's like, it doesn't matter. You need to, sometimes we all get caught up in so much shit. There's so much going on in our lives at all times. None of it matters. None of it matters as long as you can hone in on what you want to do and who you want to be and just do it. And it doesn't fucking matter what anybody says about anything, whatever happens, just do it. And that's where I think like all of the power of being a human being lies, is just in the emotional drive.
And it's also,
we
have a unique ability to also separate ourselves from an emotion if I think it's a skill that you could practice, but if you're good enough at it, you can be like, you could tell yourself, no, I don't want my emotions to affect me that way, because I know, like what you're saying, I know I want my emotions to be focused on this. And we have the ability to choose. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to listen or hear sometimes, but I truly believe that it is more difficult sometimes than others, but it is possible.
Right.
The human brain is a wild thing.
Right.
But
and point being, like, whatever it is that you decide to like put your entire life into, like it reverberates. It makes an impact.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like on the surrounding, whatever people, animals, environment, whatever it is that, that you're doing, it reverberates no matter how small you might think it is.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I think that's kind of think what I think that whole fucking arc is kind of trying to say. Like it's not about being some fucking ultra powered shonen character.
Yeah.
Because ultimately they failed.
Oh yeah.
They were so powerful.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
It's just same with Ash and Mewtwo. Ash fails.
Right.
He basically dies. Like
he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. And that's where Hunter x Hunter deviates from DBZ. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's why
okay.
it's why arguably after watching the Chimera arc, and it's really a thing that like you don't notice it until you've like actually finished watching the full arc. It's like one of the best arcs in anime history, like just bar none. Like it like at first I thought, oh, it's kind of a slog and it takes a long time, but honestly,
I think
when
it's
it all
necessary.
comes together in the end, it was necessary.
Uh-huh.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah,
It's almost perfect. Like
yeah.
it's wild.
Mhm. What's next? What's
so-
next?
Number 2 of if we're 5, 4, 3, 2, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or I don't know. However you want to put the Smash guy saying 2 and 4.
No, it's this is the second place. Like we're
Second.
climbing. 2.
Just have the dude say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now.
No.
So this is Kaori Miyazono from Your Lie in April. Okay.
Okay. I know the
Taking
show
it
very
back a
well,
little
but
bit.
remind me of what name is assigned to who.
Kaori,
Is that the violinist?
yes.
Okay.
Kaori is the violinist.
Okay.
Sometimes a chance encounter with one person can change your entire perception on life.
Jacob, I just got shivers. Jacob, I love you so much. Oh my God.
What's the whole show about?
You're exactly right. I mean, yeah, there's
You
so
know?
many things that you can take from that show, but yeah, I think that is definitely one of the core things is it's a chance encounter. They replay it all those times of their first meeting because it is important. Oh gosh, I love you. This is yeah, that's which also just goes right back to that first bit that we were talking about in that first lesson that Jacob learned through anime. It was you put importance on first interactions. You can never redo your first impression. So if somebody comes at you with something, take pause and think about how you're going to affect them, because you will affect them. You could be the difference between turning somebody's entire life around, even if it's something as simple as opening a door for somebody. I swear it could be. You never know what the smallest piece of kindness can do for somebody, depending on how the rest of their day or life has been. Sometimes people just need somebody to sit down and listen to them, you know? Like, the smallest in your brain, you might think it's the most insignificant thing. To somebody else, it might save their life. And that is not a joke. Oh my gosh, Jacob. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I want to hug you.
I don't even know if I need to say anything else about it, honestly. It's just
sorry, I just kind of, I went on a rant there about that.
That's that's what I mean. It's like, and that's what's so incredible about that show, right? Is that you get to watch this kid who is basically in a abusive family. He's, being forced to do all of these things by his mother. His mother's constantly down on him. He has something that he used to find so much joy in. His mother has basically ripped all joy from it.
Yeah.
And now he feels like it's almost torturous to play the piano. It's not, there's no fun. There's nothing about it that brings him any, like, if anything, it makes him feel worse every time he's playing.
Yeah.
And he meets this one free-spirited girl who plays the violin and doesn't like to stick to, classical tones and doesn't want to stick to those rules. And she just wants to feel the music. And that was all he needed to recognize within himself. I want the same thing.
Yeah.
And that slowly then progresses through that series where he basically comes completely out of his shell. He fully realizes himself again, finds his joy again. And then again, what that show also points out, again, is like talking about, these chance encounters, and you don't know how long you have with people, because that's what the whole back end of that series is about. Because then she dies. and he doesn't get to have her in his life, but he gets to take what she taught him. And that's what's so important about that. People live on through the things that we remember from them. You know, what people have taught us is how we remember the people who have passed. Like that's what makes that show such a fucking tearjerker. You're literally about to cry right now because that show's that good. It's really sad. That show's so sad, but it's true.
No,
That's what's so important about that stuff, man.
And coupling with that, it's also just be yourself.
Right.
Because like you could think about it, you know, the girl, she wasn't trying to be super free spirited to help this guy. She was just being herself, and that happened to just be exactly what he needed. And and that's you know, there's oh man, yeah, okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now that you're on the verge of tears, did you have any honorable mentions, or I can just make you actually cry on the last one?
Fuck. I mean, my initial thought as soon as you said the list was like I do think I've learned a lot from Goku. Or not even a lot, but I've been brainwashed into the never give up. I've been brainwashed into the never give up thing. But then also going off of that, I would also think that I learned just as much from Krillin. Because Krillin is a character that is not the strongest, but he's always right behind the strongest guy. And uh, but even though he's never the best, he doesn't stop trying to still improve himself.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that that's a really important lesson because sometimes people know that they're never going to take the number one spot, and then they just stop because
There's
if I'm
honestly
Mhm.
there's honestly almost an argument there that it's honestly, I think, a better place to be than
Yeah.
first place.
No,
Because
I mean, yeah, that's Vegeta's whole thing is like, well, because Vegeta's like actually capable maybe of topping Goku,
right.
and that's his whole drive is to best Goku. Um, but something about Krillin is just a little bit more um romantic about that idea, kind of to me, just because he has like physically no chance.
Right.
Um, but he
Which
doesn't
happened.
stop
And that's
trying.
real.
And
And
then
that's real world shit.
yeah, but he's still like he is the strongest human being on the planet. Uh, he's also just like a good dad, which is nice.
And that's the thing too. And that's the thing too, that sometimes just because you didn't hyper excel at this thing
Mhm.
that you dedicated so much time to, sometimes it just turns out that wasn't the thing.
Yeah,
Sometimes it turns out, oh no, you're actually meant to also do this other thing really, really well.
sure, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it becomes a different level of importance because we go through stages of life where different things mean different things.
Uh-huh.
Like absolutely.
Mhm. Beyond that, I would probably point out similar things like sports animes like Haikyu, and I would
Yeah.
probably say some stuff about maybe um probably Your Lie in April and like Kids on a Slope is another good one.
Oh, yeah, that was a very good one.
Yeah, that where somebody kind of loses the fire for something that they once loved and then again meets somebody
Mm-hmm.
that
Yep.
helps them to understand a different perspective
Yeah. Find the
and
joy.
finding a new joy in something or reinvigorating a joy.
Mm-hmm.
But
And there's always almost every shonen protagonist has plenty of motivation factors in the sense of like that never give up mentality or that just work super, super hard to get to where you want to be. You know, I mean, we're seeing that constantly with Deku. I mean, that was his whole arc is being nothing, but he made himself something, you know? And also, actually, as I'm just saying that out loud, My Hero Academia, it was specifically with Deku and All Might, is a great example of what is the saying? Luck is best to the ones that are most prepared.
Oh yeah, it's something like like preparing or preparedness is luck's best friend or something like that.
Yeah. Because if you think about, again, when you think about a character like Deku, you know, he got this lucky scenario where All Might's like, I'm going to give you my powers.
Yeah.
But he was the person to be prepared for that moment. He had it locked in his head that this is what he wanted. He was ready to train. He was ready to push himself. And even after All Might pushed him through all that shit and made him do ludicrously arduous training for the first time in his life, he just did it. Because he was like, no, I've gotten this opportunity and I'm running with it. And that will happen in life. Chances occur. But are you ready for them, or are you going to let them sit by the wayside? And then even after you do that, like, you got to think about stuff like that when you're making those kinds of decisions. Are you going to regret that later? You know? But then once it's passed, it's passed. You got to keep going.
Yeah, it's like, it's another way to think about it is like people always talk about forks in the road and the path of life kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you're never going to come to a fork in a road if you don't start walking down a path.
100%.
So you like you're saying, yeah, you have to start like you're never going to open up a new door if you don't first stand up. Like there's always you have to, there's so many things. Like you could even tie it into religion if you wanted, but yeah, there's a whole bunch. It's a beautiful concept, and it's important. It's important for people for sure. Okay, all right. I mean, I don't want to cry, but
coming into number one. This entire time we've been having this conversation about essentially, you know, really breaking down what it means to be a human being and really breaking down the importance of what it is to be a person and how much of an effect you have on the people around you, the people you decide to surround yourself with, or the people that you happen to meet. You know, everything that we've been saying is kind of led up into that. It's like you as a person and your passions will reverberate. So it's important, right? So this kind of ties all into my number one, which is from Shoya Ishida from A Silent Voice, which is, your life is worth living. There is beauty all around you. You just have to stop and look. A Silent Voice is a lot. It's a very intense movie. It does talk about suicide. It does talk about feeling disconnected and feeling like you're an outcast and like you're not meant to be. But what's so beautiful about especially the ending of A Silent Voice is that all he had to do was just stop and look. And suddenly it all unlocked.
Yeah.
Everything came fully clear again. He saw color.
Oh, that was such a beautiful movie.
Hey guys, I have a big favor to ask all of you. That okay? Do you want to go together to the festival? How's that sound?
And that is, again, we're pushing all of this importance on what it means to be a human being and what you can do and how much of an impact you can have. And all that relays into is that you deserve to be alive. You're alive. You're here. Make the best of it. Do it. if you're ever getting into that kind of a place, which is a thing that I'm very well, aware of, I understand what it means to feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
It recognize that those feelings, they're holding you back from being the person that you could be.
Oh,
But
that's
B,
big.
yeah, that's a huge thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And B, again, like, you have such an effect on the people around you. This is not helping your situation to
Mm.
get into that kind of darkness and to really shut everything out, like
Mm-hmm.
how Shoya did for most of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to visually represent that. He
Mm-hmm.
felt like people just didn't exist, like, in his life,
Mm-hmm.
because he was basically, and you got to remember, like, when you're doing stuff like that, you're doing that to make it easier for yourself to think that you could do something like take your own life. That's not actually the reality.
Mm.
And that's exactly why it was something as simple as him finally opening his eyes and really looking for all of the X's to disappear, because it wasn't real. It didn't, none of that was anything. He was just pushing that on himself so that he could feel like he could kill himself at the beginning of that movie. But that's not the point. That's not what life's about. You've been given this gift.
Mm-hmm.
Understandably, there's so many different kinds of scenarios that you could be born into. And I'm not saying that people don't go through ridiculous hardship, because tons of people do.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, what you do with that life is what's important.
Mm-hmm.
What you're able to find from the things that you've been through,
Mm-hmm.
and to come out of it a better person, not letting that consume you, is what makes the difference.
For sure.
Um,
No, the power, and I think, yeah, like the power. That's one of the biggest messages that I think, to boil it down to, is everybody has the power, and I think that a large part of one of the, well, no, how do I want to say it? Uh, one of the things in that movie is he kind of felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a little while since I've watched it now, but it was like when he started to revert back to his moods of having the X's over everybody's brains or faces, he kind of like accepted it and was like, well, I'm gonna go into this mindset again. Uh and 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 it's important to remind yourself that you have the power to open your eyes, that everything is up to you. It's one of those things that nobody else can do for you.
mhm.
Um,
It's important to be just like finding the ability to not let life run by you so fast, and just
uh-huh.
be like very aware, very in the moment,
Mhm.
very like just taking things in. Like, cause I get it. It's tough. I mean, we're all people just trying to like make something happen,
Mhm.
or make anything happen, or whatever it may be. Most of the time, maybe we're not even like accomplishing those goals for the day. You know, we're just barely trying to get by. A lot of people, obviously, that's like the big thing, is like you're just trying to get by, or you're even struggling to do that.
Mhm.
And there's something in that you get so focused in on like the struggles of that kind of stuff, that
Mhm.
it's really tough to slow down and remember like what's going on in your life, and like what is life,
Mhm.
because it just starts to fly, like
Mhm.
I've definitely had some of those like moments in my life where, I mean, months, I just don't remember them. They just didn't happen,
Mhm.
because I either did so little, or the things I was doing, I just didn't even try to think about it.
Mhm.
And suddenly, you're there's a chunk of your life gone, and it's never back.
Mhm.
You'll never get it back.
Yeah.
But finding the way to be in the moment
Mhm.
makes a big difference. You'll experience things better. you'll take in things better. You'll learn things better. You'll have better encounters with people. It just makes a big difference. And again, it just all ties into find the love for yourself, recognize that you deserve to be here, and you deserve to find the happiness that you're trying to find, and keep it, but keep it real. Like, like, don't try to fake it. Like, really, like, believe it.
And a lot of the lessons that the main character in that movie finds, he only finds once he starts trying to be there for somebody else. Um, trying to put more focus on somebody else and trying to be there for somebody else allowed him to find that other perspective on life. So all of a sudden, he wasn't just focusing on himself. Because when you look at yourself, it's very easy to find the negative things. But when you're looking at somebody else in the motive to help them, eventually other people will point things out about yourself. And it'll be hard at first to accept them because you'll be like, no, that's not me. Like I'm not like a good person. I'm not nice. Like I've done all these things in my past. You don't know me. But putting yourself in situations where you are of service, where you are helping somebody and trying to be there for somebody else is one of the best ways to grow as a person. And I think that that's one of the best ways to be a good person. Nobody is meant to be alone. Human beings are even from just a scientific standpoint, they're it's torture to put somebody in solitude for a reason. Like there's a lot of money spent on figuring out how to put people in pain, and
right. No, and that's the
yeah.
thing is that again, when we're talking about getting caught up in it, taking things for granted, even if you're a person that likes to be generally alone most of the time,
sure,
the things that you don't think about is talking to the cashier at a gas station, picking up some food from the grocery store, and bumping into somebody, like these little tiny instances of interaction is what's keeping you from going fucking insane.
No,
like,
and that's true.
genuinely.
That's right. Paying it, it's taking the time to pay attention and open your eyes to the little things, and that starts to sound really cliche, but I mean, like, it's so important. Like,
but that's that it's so cliche. But the people that say that shit, it's life. That's your literal fucking life. What do you mean it's cliche?
Yeah.
You're just saying that because you want to fucking sound cool or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, you need to sit there and recognize, like, enjoy these things. Why are there people? There are people in this world that are able to enjoy their life when they have absolutely nothing. Why do you think that is?
Oh, yeah.
Because of their perspective. Because they're able to sit there and decide that they are content with what it is that they have. That's a thing that pops up in tons of religions. I mean, you're talking anything from Buddhist monks to like Catholic nuns. That's like the shtick is that you need yourself and either God or your spirituality, and that is life.
No, that's one of the main lessons is give up things. Is to try and detach from worldly things. And you're right, and that's all over martial arts. It bleeds through because it's such an important lesson, and I think that's a beautiful thing that so many different cultures have come to that conclusion. That is an important thing.
But you start to recognize, and that's the thing is, like, just think about if you can actually get to a point where you can hold that kind of perspective, where you get up in the morning and, like, you appreciate everything. Think about how happy you'll be on a day-to-day basis. Think about how good you'll feel on a day-to-day basis. Like, it's not like there's not incentive for doing this. Like, it'll just make your outlook better. you know, and that's the thing. And again, and I'm not saying, you know, we're just a couple of boys on a podcast. I'm not trying to say that this is easy. I'm not trying to say that you're gonna fucking flip a switch and suddenly you'll just be able to do this.
No,
I can't fucking do it. I try.
but these are lessons that we've gleaned.
I put in an effort to do it. That's
True.
the difference. Is like trying to, just like what you were talking about earlier, just recognizing the point and trying to do the point. Two different things. Actually getting out there and applying the thoughts that are coming into your head and trying to make something of it. Even if it only kind of half works, who cares? You made it work more than you did before. So that's what's vital in that kind of scenario. And that's what I've learned from anime, baby. Anime taught me all that shit.
I love it. I am very happy we recorded this. I just feel so good right now. Oh, good stuff. I am definitely going to, and I'm going to encourage Ethan to do the same. I want us all to do our own. Probably not for a while.
Right.
I don't want to put them. I don't want to put them all close together because I'm sure.
Yeah, not the Sob Fest, all together.
But eventually, I think it would be nice for all three of us to do that. I think because that's such a. There are so many lessons to be taken from so many different shows, and we've all watched so many different things. And it would also be fun just to see which lessons are similar from different shows. You know,
right. Right.
And it just goes to show you, like, I truly don't think there is much difference between the lessons you can learn from studying ancient texts to the lessons you can learn from reading, you know, Tolkien and like, I don't know, Tolstoy to like
watching Hunter x
Hunter. To watching Hunter x Hunter. And I mean, well, part of that's in part to, like, you know, there's only so many lessons out there to be taught, but it's also to bring light to the fact that anime is not something to be looked down on. I don't think that it is a lesser medium. And in fact, I think that it's a medium that is better at portraying a lot of things than others. And like,
absolutely,
we even said it in our Violet Evergarden review that we were like, there are things that you could do because this is an anime that would be less effective in any other medium.
Right. And that's you know, and that's obviously, like, we do this podcast kind of with a bit of that as a goal in mind, is to, like, you know, we have these conversations so that people can recognize, like, dude, this isn't just stupid Japanese cartoon, whatever the fuck, that a lot of, and again, the overall image that anime has changed. A lot of people our age do watch it. They do enjoy it. They do recognize that it's good and it has merit. But there still is stigma about it, about it being this cringe thing. It's this childish thing. It's this, like, weird thing. And it's like, listen, anime is a media. Media is going to have weird shit. It's going to have sometimes really fucked up shit. It's going to have, you know, maybe stuff that's not good or maybe not moral.
Yeah.
But because it's, again, a full, like, industry, you're going to have everything. So you're going to have the bad stuff. Yeah, absolutely. But think about how many schlocky Hollywood movies come out. Think about how many schlocky B movies come out. That's like almost all B movies are fucking garbage because of how schlocky they are, trying to make themselves, you know, big Hollywood people, right? Thinking that this is what they're wanting, right? You know, there's, like, anywhere you go, you're going to find stuff like that. Even in classical, like, literature, you can find schlock. It's just that people don't talk about it because that stuff doesn't matter. It's about the stuff that means things to people, that made reverberations, you know? And that's the thing. It's like, I'm happy to see that more people are getting into anime that are, obviously, it seems like it's more people our age, but it's cool to see when even older people, like, start getting into it. You know, through, like, the podcast, I can tell you the reverberation for me was, like, I recommended my mom, like, 4 shows.
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
watch at some point, you
No,
know?
yeah.
Like, and I'm sure at some point she'll probably sit down and watch them. My grandparents know what anime is. Do they
Yeah.
get it? Probably not. But they know what it is,
Right.
you know?
No, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and I've since gotten some of my family members to get more into it, and like my brother, he just
right.
finished Hunter x Hunter, and he is in the middle of watching Demon Slayer right now, and he's like, "This is fantastic," and I'm like, "Yes,"
Yeah.
but there's that, it is something to be respected and learned from. So yeah, I want to applaud you, Jacob. Wonderful list. I feel great. You
I'm
prefaced this before
happy.
we
I'm
started with
happy.
like, get ready to get sad, and I did, but it wasn't. It ended up being like an inspirational sad, and I live
Yep.
for that. Like that, I
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah.
had moments like this in a long time. So I'm sure out there listening, I hope you guys were able to feel what we felt on this ride here, and thank you for listening, and Jacob, thank you for sharing.
I love you, dude.
I love you too. Bye. So, if you want to keep up with the Devil Fruit Gang and all of our going abouts, head on over to Instagram. Give us a follow over at Devil Fruit Core. That is CORP. We are also brand new to TikTok. We got some fun stuff up on there if you want to go follow us over there. And if that's too much, just head on over to the Devil Fruit Podcast website. That's www.devilfruitpodcast.com. And you can find links to everything there. Links to our social media, links to other places to listen to the podcast. You can find our chart of all of our past rankings of animes that we've watched. You can find a link to send us an email directly to us. Get in touch with us. Let us know what you think of the show. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you have your own suggestion for a top 5 anime-related topic list that you want one of the hosts to conquer? Whatever the message, we'd love to hear from you.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
See ya.